Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I'm fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jacks. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy, winning like I ought to. I ain't wanna do it, but I got to. Smoking what my doctor told me not to. Got these wishing they was hot too. Ballin' like I need to. Got my exes wishing for a redo. Smell the marijuana when I speed through. Hit her with a tip, that's a preview. Hold up, wait up, get your weight up. Shit, get your money, not your hate up. Boy, draw a play up. I flip my wrist, a layup. She wanna lay up. I gotta get it, I'ma stay up. I'm all the way up. I got my pay up. I ain't playing with you. I'm a coach now. Commentating, do the most now. I be somewhere booted with my toes down. Made little baby tooted with her nose down. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live.
What's up, good people? Happy Saturday evening. Let me know that you can hear me by typing in the back in the chat. Let me know you can hear me by saying unpack because we have a lot to unpack. This story got very interesting. I was gonna go live earlier. I see a couple people saying that it is late. Hope you can stay awake, all that. If you can't, catch it on the replay. I understand I needed to get this done tonight so that I can move on with all the other stories waiting on me. So what we have tonight is and thank you for letting me know that you could hear me. Brand Pam and Deshaun and Shaquila and Kidda and Margin and Auntie May and Nicole and Marlena and everyone else who's letting me know that you can hear me. So as we know, this story has been going viral. The story of Keke Palmer and her boyfriend, aka baby daddy, Darius Jackson, who felt that he needed to, I guess, keep her in check and do it in a public way. And it didn't go well for him. It backfired in a big way. So her boyfriend, they've been together a couple years now, and he is actually the brother of Sharona Jackson, who is an actor, and he played on Insecure. He was actually more of a hookup for one of the I'm forgetting the character's name. Let me know in the chat if y'all, is it Molly? I think it was Molly on Insecure. So basically, you know, they were getting down or whatever. And so he is actually the brother of Darius Jackson. And Darius and Keke met through Sharona's at a Diddy wrap-up party for Insecure. And at that party, Keke saw him. She thought he, in her words, was gorgeous. And she, her best friend who was with her at the time, encouraged her to go over to him and ask him if he wanted a drink. So she did that. And then, you know, everything else is history. Fast forward, about a year or so later, they end up having both of their first children. We'll get into that a little bit too. But they ended up having a son together, Leotis, I think is his full name. But they go by Leo. And they fast forward to this weekend, and Keke is out living her best life. She is a successful young lady. She is out there just doing her thing. And she's at the Usher concert. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up. I don't have everything ready, so I'm having to dig in my computer for it. And of course, this is, give me a second. Taking me longer to click around. So she's at the Usher concert, and Usher serenades her. And so here's a little clip. Most of y'all probably seen it. I'm going to mute the sound a little bit just for copyright, but I'll play some bits of it. So for most of us, that looked like a great time that she was having, you know, hanging out with her girls and getting to see Usher, Usher comes up to her. He's serenading her. She's doing a little shimmy. She gets to do a little 1-2 on the mic. I mean, it is looking like a great night, like one of those nights to remember. And she leaves and then sees that her baby daddy has tweeted about the evening that everyone else is saying, oh, this is so cute. And the videos, you know, going viral, whatever. She's looking beautiful. And then he tweets this. Now, he didn't text this. This is not a private text message. This is to social media. This is a tweet to millions upon millions of people. And he says, it's the outfit, though. You're a mom. So that was his response to Keke being a grown A woman at the Usher concert. And it sparked a frenzy on social media of comments from her followers, and they weren't feeling that. It was so much so that it ended up, hold on, it's just taking me a little longer to pull stuff than normal because I got to go to the computer each time, but it ended up going viral and was trending on Twitter. It was in the top four, of trending, three iterations of it. Insecure, I think that was a double entendre, a play on the fact that his brother, who is how he met, you know, that was the only reason he was at the Diddy party, is because he was able to get in because his brother's, you know, an actor or famous. So Insecure, which is the name of the show, but also he showed through this tweet insecurity. And so Insecure was trending, Keke BD was trending, and then Darius, which was him, was all trending. And so there was one guy who tried to give a little wise counsel. And as I was looking at this, all the back and forths that he was having with people, I was saying that it's his age and lack of maturity was definitely showing, for one, to even bring that to the public, because that was surely only something you should say. For one, I don't think it was as big of a deal as he made of it, and the majority of the people from what I've been seeing on social media feel the same way. Not everyone, but the majority of the people feel the same way. But for two, it's not a comment that you make publicly to millions to shame her. And it just didn't work. So this one person says, absolutely nothing wrong with that, brother. You've always been an upstanding man and you're already a great father. I would try to keep it off here, though. People aren't rational here. So he's talking about social media, warning him that you're about to get dragged. And Darius says, last tweet of the day for sure. That's for the real ones to understand. So he's going back and forth with people. He's clapping back. He and that wasn't it. He said other. Let me grab another one. So instead of taking heed to the wise counsel, he's tweeting things like this: we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. And so that also did not go very well on social media, because there's a bunch of amateur private investigators on social media. And when you do things like this and then you double down, what you actually do is cause them to dig deeper. And this is what happened with Darius. And someone clapped back with this saying, Darius, you're a father, basically. So it's like, well, you on social media with your shirt off and your drawers. So she was clothed. She was covered. And then there was more, many more. Okay, let's get to this one. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm gonna come through there and respond to y'all as well. Because there was a lot of contradictions in what Darius was saying. And so someone pointed out this tweet of a picture that he actually took. Says he took this picture. He took this picture of her. If y'all think it's about clothes, I got a beach house I could sell y'all and sell you in Idaho. So it's showing contradiction in his behavior and how he feels about the way that she's dressing, etc. And some were starting to speculate, well, is it really about the way that she was dressing, or is it about really about the fact that it was Usher involved in this situation? And if Usher wasn't involved, would it have mattered? Because they were able to pull other receipts. Here's a video he took of her.
Y'all see this? Y'all see this work? Y'all see this? Y'all see this work?
So that was an actual video of him showing her clapping her cheeks and posted to social media. But now you got a problem all of a sudden with her. And there's more. Give me a second. This is just taking a little longer to pull this stuff up for y'all, but give me a second. Here's another one. Now, this one was posted.
Watch me, give me 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4, Keke. Shit, all I need is one. Keke, do you love me?
So this person retweeted this and said, did Lil Darius see this video of Keke Palmer yet? Or is he selectively choosing what to get mad about? So basically selective outrage, because here's Keke again, having fun, being a grown A woman. And he seemed to not have anything to say about that. Then I think this person had a great point. Give me a second to pull this one up. But what y'all think? Let me know. I like pull something. Here we go. I have over 50. What was it? Well over 50 something images for y'all from this. That's what was taking so long. I thought it was gonna be a quick little video I was gonna do earlier today, and the boy started digging. I'm like, dang, there's a lot to this, and not even this part. This is one stage one. We got other parts to this. But anyway, another person said Keke Palmer's boyfriend Darius cooked on Black Twitter. The thing is, number one, she's a grown A woman. Number two, revealing clothes don't mean a woman is going to turn into a hoe. Number three, this ain't that revealing. Exactly, because the truth is, it's a bathing suit, a thong bathing suit, with a sheer dress over it. It was beautiful. It was tasteful. It was sexy, but tasteful at the same time. And she's a celebrity, so she's got security. She's riding in private cars and all that. It ain't like she's just walking down the street with everybody else with that on. Number three, though, they say he ain't married to her, so you don't own her. You don't have rights to her in that way. And number four, can't handle a bad B. Don't get one, by the way. I agree. I truly believe that there is a level of insecurities connected to this. And then under the post, Usher just recently, after all this, has replied under Keke's post, and he said, "The big boss, thank you for coming." So even Usher is showing with the prayer hands, showing his support for her, which has been great. Then we have the background on Darius. So like I said, because of all of this, people have been digging into his background. He really just should have stayed in the shadows because this was just not a good thing. And when they started digging, it just started to show that this dude is really wild. He's out here bad. He's out here bad. I don't know if Keke knew about it or if she didn't. Part of me is wondering if their relationship, based on this tweet he did, this wasn't a tweet, this was an Instagram post he did a while back. It started to make me wonder if there was a level of trauma bonding that brought them together. So in this, he says, to the birthday girl, never would I expected summer of 2021 to turn out the way it did, but here we are. You've been a blessing from above, and I thank you for showing me a lot of feelings I didn't know I had in me, and also seeing me as someone you can finally be yourself to. Well, obviously not. Obviously not, because here we are today in 2023. And he says, I'm glad we've been able to help each other through our lowest of times, to show one another that we are bringing to the table, that what we are bringing to the table is everything that we've got. Enjoy your day. Make the most of it. Happy birthday to birthday. I love you. And that was in 2021, 2 years later. Things have settled down. That fresh love thing is over. And he's like, I'm about to control you. Obviously, maybe a level of some jealousy maybe is setting in. She's a very powerful woman and at a young age. But basically, his past started to catch up. Now, his past has been out there before, but people redrudged it up due to the fact of him dragging one of Black America's definitely favorite young actresses. And so people went into his alleged ex-girlfriend, Taylor Marie, who, let me pull this up. Here we go. Who accused him of not informing her that it was over when they broke up. She found out they broke up when he when he went public with Keke that they were in a relationship back in, I guess, in 2021. That's how she found out that her boyfriend was no longer her boyfriend. In addition to that, she found out that he was pressing her to terminate her pregnancy. And she didn't realize that until after the fact that the reason he obviously was encouraging her to terminate or pressuring her to terminate her pregnancy per her was because he was leaving her, and she did not know that. So she actually did a TikTok. There were some articles on it, etc. So people drudged that back up. Then there were people bringing up his behavior on social media and old tweets that he had. Hold on, I'm getting there. One in particular was about Alton Sterling. So he was a man who was taken out by police. And so during that time in 2016, July 7th, wow, that's almost to the date. Today is July 8th of 2023. So 2016, he tweeted, what would have happened if hashtag Alton Sterling listened and followed orders when the officers yelled repeatedly to get on the ground? People tend to ignore the fact that you're supposed to obey the law regardless of the circumstances. Alton Sterling didn't comply. Alton Sterling could have made the situation easier for everybody if he would follow orders and get his ass on the ground and not resist. Okay, so he deserved to lose his life. And again, I've said in other things. I've seen people do worse. I've seen people videos of people coming at police with machetes, and the police reason with them. And I've seen then opposite situations of people running with their backs at the police and get shot in the back. So there's that. But anyway, that's it. That was his opinion. Then we have more. That's not it. Working my way down to it. That's what happened when I don't have everything in this program for y'all already. This is all the prep work that go in. It may seem so smooth, but when I don't do this ahead of time, I don't have time. All these things happen. But anyway, he also had a message for Mexicans. And he said, "Dear Mexicans who are protesting against Trump, waving your country's flags and attacking U.S. citizens is an act of war." It went on. There was a whole thread of him. So they're saying that he's also a Trump supporter. There was a tweet about this. Somebody was saying, because they brought up a lot. I didn't pull all of them. But this person says, Keke's man has been exposed as transphobic, homophobic, a R-word apologist, a domestic violence apologist, a police brutality apologist, an incel, all in the past 2 hours. They were pulling up everything. Actually, I got a couple of those. I just reminded me. Hold on. Oh, and this one too. This is going to be a little out of order because I'm just pull what's popping up quicker. So then he also has something to say about Tracy Ellis Ross from Girlfriends and Blackish and all her other credits, Diana Ross's daughter. So for those of you who may not follow her on social media, I actually follow her on Instagram. So I saw this picture earlier this week. She was in, if I'm not mistaken, Paris, France, because it says it in the tag, the location tag on her post. So she was in Paris, France for fashion shows. And she actually had one, a little clip with Cardi B, who was also there, etc. So someone tweeted, some ignorant a-hole tweeted, "She's like 50. This is what it means when I say society doesn't know how to spot a female loser." And then she knows, y'all, it's official. And Darius liked that comment. This is a grown woman who looks beautiful at the age of 50 or any age. And this was a part of the outfit she wore, because I saw the later part of it too, where she had on the top, etc., with the pantsuit. She wanted to take that picture. It is tasteful, but she's grown and can do those things. And for that, he's liking. So I'm seeing like a misogynistic, well, there's a lot, like they say, homophobic, misogynistic, Trumper, everything else. Hold on, because there was another. I mean, it was so much, y'all, so much. Where yet? Here we go. That's the one I was looking for. I ended with this, and then we move on to the next part of this. So he also says he doesn't support domestic violence, but he says, "I'm not surprised that $1 million athletes get in trouble because bitches are stupid." Craziness. And so is he. The fact that people forget, and that he's a part of that generation that doesn't understand that the internet never, ever forgets. Never, ever forgets. So we have the fact that, he has a ex-girlfriend, he then pressures her into, because obviously he's cheating on her, pressures her into terminating a pregnancy, immediately gets in a relationship with another woman who also gets pregnant later, but this one is rich. So all of a sudden he's okay with having babies. Very, very, very interesting. And then his brother, who I showed you a minute ago, also has some issues as well with that. I was starting to go down that rabbit hole, and I was like, we got way too much on this. But his brother was also accused of being an F-boy. He ended up getting one of his co-stars pregnant and got her pregnant, and basically hid the pregnancy, wasn't telling nobody, and went ghost on her. Now that's her version of it. He's still denying that that's the case, but we don't see no pictures of him and the baby either. So there's that. Well, I see TJ Diamond. I'm just hop to y'all comments too. What does he do as a profession? I did have a clip. I didn't pull it in, but what we see is that he's been working for Keke. He was like an actor on her network. So I think she has like an online network. She does like comedy skits or something. He's been in that, but no one really can identify what he was an athlete, a football player, like college football player. But that's about as much as people know about his professional life, or that's out there. Because people have been digging, of course. People have been digging, but that's all that's come up. So then Keke, are you with me? No. Keke has responded. It took her a while. She didn't respond right away, but she did eventually respond. Give me a second to pull that up. I thought this was gonna be harder, easier to find, brother. Hold on, these thumbnails so little. I think I got it right here. Let me see. Here we go. So Keke Palmer responded on her Instagram, and she said, "One thing is certain, and one thing is true. I'm a mother through and through." She said, "I'm a mother, and Stevie to the Bull-ish shirts available now. Link in bio. To all my moms out there, how did your baby change you? Mine empowered me. On such another level, my perspective changed because when my baby is good, I'm great. Look at that face. Gratitude galore." And so she tweeted that, and then she had accompanying it a video. Here it is.
Isn't he lovely? Isn't he wonderful? Isn't he precious? 4 months old. You're almost 5 months, Leo. I never knew through love we'd be making one as lovely as he. Isn't he lovely? Made from love.
So she, being the boss that she is, ended up posting that. She said a lot without being specific, but she was letting that ninja know that she's good without him. And she also created a merch line off of it. She also had another video that I was watching where she was, I might have pulled it in too, because this was her, let me see if I got it. The first video she did was actually promoting an event. I think it might be in a couple days. I think it's on the 13th or something. But she has, here it is.
Sharing a couple little tips like this. Number 1, stay consistent. Consistency is key to any form of success. Number 2, believe in yourself. That means be your biggest sponsor. Don't be afraid to spend that money, okay? And number 3, give yourself grace because success isn't linear.
So it was a much longer video, but she was advertising a boss lady event she's having. I think is more. She's doing the premiere of her first directorial debut, a movie she created, and then it's a Q&A and things. I think talking about entrepreneurship, making it, and everything she just said. So in this poll, do you think that Keke was dressed inappropriately for a mother of a child? 21%, it's jumping around a little bit. So now it's saying, yeah, it's jumping. 22% said, yes, you think that she was dressed inappropriately for a mother. 78% said, no, you do not think that she was dressed inappropriately for a mother. And it's funny that to see that, see those numbers, because with me during this research and looking online, I was basically seeing kind of the same thing. The great majority of the comments were in support of her. And then there were some that were siding with Darius, so to speak. There were some that were siding with him that were saying he's right, but his methods were wrong, like to go public with that. And then there were others who were just saying he's just right, period. And what the way he did it was fine as well. The other thing about this, though, is at this point, it is very clear that there is trouble in paradise. And my question or thought was there already trouble in paradise? Was she, were they on a break? Was she taking time away, etc.? Was it, let me go out with my girls and get away from your shenanigans? Because since then, and this post that she did, they have both unfollowed each other on social media. So they are neither, and that's, nowadays, people, that's what people do. So when somebody unfollows, like, ooh, they not talking. So to me, the fact that they would go this far says that, yeah, this wasn't something that they were able to handle, privately at home, after he brought it to the public light. And someone commented, and I hadn't seen this personally or anything, but someone was saying that Keke did an interview recently where she said she wouldn't air out anything personal between her and Darius ever. So for him to do that today is really effing sad. Tweeted her, but couldn't go to her directly, shaking my head. And that was another thing that made me think, like, okay, yes, she was in Vegas. I think they live in LA. Supposedly, everyone is saying that it's speculation that they live together. Why couldn't he wait till she got home, or even, texted her if it was that big of a deal to him? But to do that on social media in front of, millions, because the fact of who she was, it was going to go viral. I don't think he thought it through. But I don't know. Maybe he thought that more people would agree with him. I don't know. This poll is, do you think Keke's boyfriend is jealous or insecure? 94% of you say yes, and 6% say no. This, actually, I had a thought too. I was like, ooh, is this Bobby and Whitney all over again? Not necessarily the toxic part of, everybody being on drugs and stuff, but in the sense of Bobby's insecurities, always weighed heavy and were very obvious, and always weighed heavy on Whitney. What it appears to be is the difference between Whitney Houston and Keke is that Keke is very secure in and of herself, and is like, if you can't ride with it the way that it is, I'm gonna move on. And so I think I have a little, let me see if I pulled it in. Again, I've been pulling stuff all day, y'all. If I pulled it in, there's actually a video where she kind of says how she feels about situations when a dude can't roll. Here it is. Yep, I got it.
Many's of buckets to choose from, sweetheart. So you ain't stopping what's going on with me. So if you gonna act up, I'm about to link up.
Play that.
Many's of buckets to choose from, sweetheart. So you ain't stopping what's going on with me. So if you gonna act up, I'm about to link up.
Right. So she's saying she has millions of buckets to choose from. Like, you need to, and I don't know if maybe he got in his head because she was also just on the Terrell show, YouTuber Terrell, on his show, and she was telling the story of how they met, and she was saying, you know, he's one of those fine men who she don't think knows that he's fine or whatever. But I don't know if over time he began to feel like, oh, she's really that sprung on me, et cetera, and so I can start manipulating and controlling her. I don't know, but we see that she ain't just talking about it. She's also being about it. And let's see. Then I'm gonna jump to y'all comments. I had some other. I think for the most part, I kind of covered the bulk of what I had on this. I had it went really in depth, but just because of I wasn't able to pull everything into this live, it's a lot trying to go back and forth into my computer to pull stuff for y'all. Let me see where we at. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything major. Oh, this was another thing. This was interesting. So people were also doing a comparison of this whole idea that when you're a mother, you should, you know, Keke being a mother means that she needs to present herself, I don't know, in a matronly way, I guess. And people started pulling examples of women who are mothers who have been just as sexy or even more so and done things that we know very well. And one was, this person tweeted, y'all think Jay-Z went to Twitter when Beyonce had Terrence Howard lost on stage? No, be like Hove. So basically, you know, I've actually seen this video of this performance with Beyonce, and this was when Destiny's Child was around. So it was all three of them. And I forgot the other two men off the top of my head right now. But they were dancing sexy on him. You see her leg all across him and all that. And at that time, she was with Jay-Z. And we didn't see Jay-Z, you know, come to social media to try to drag her or, you know, reprimand her as if, you know, he owns her. This one, I had forgot. This next one, I had totally forgotten about. But I actually have seen this video. And when I first seen it, I was shocked because I didn't realize Aretha Franklin dressed very sexy and risque. I am only used to like the very early gospel-ish version of her, and then, you know, the later years. But that middle period, this is the middle period. And this person says, it's the outfit though. You a mom. So again, even Aretha Franklin way back then was dressing sexy, and this is way more revealing. I'm like, are those pasties over the nips? What's happening? So I think this is way more like, it's very risque. And she was on Soul Train. So I mean, what Keke wore looked like something you could wear to church versus over that. This is another person who put this out. They said, it's the outfit though. You a mom. So basically they started doing Darlena P. There was no bra. There was no bra. That's what I'm saying. And I'm wondering over the nips where they're just pasties that you can't quite see from this picture. But, you know, I remember watching the video, but I just remember watching the video, but I feel like it might have been something covering stuff, you know, a little bit. A little bit. Then this person tweeted how Darius expected Keke Palmer to go to Usher's concert, like looking like Celie from The Color Purple. I think that's exactly what he wants. But very, again, selective and convenient for him, because on the other side, he's taking pictures of her. Well, no, that's a picture of him. I need StreamYard to like make these thumbnails bigger. So, like, you can barely see these things over here. But he took that picture, and then you got the, you know, the I don't know if it's gonna play, but the
Y'all see this?
The booty clap video.
Y'all see?
And then she's doing that. So you got all of this out there, but the thing you want to trip over is I just don't want the sound playing again. The thing you want to trip over is her in a sexy gown. But to me, the main difference between all that ain't necessarily the clothing, her shimmying, you know, her being a sexual. That ain't really that's the common denominator. The difference is who she's doing it next to. And that's what people were saying. Is it in fact that there was basically the main issue was insecurity because of the fact that it was Usher. I'm gonna put this in a poll. Let me end this one. Do you appreciate Black Twitter dragging Keke's baby daddy over his post? 77% of you say yes, 23% of you say no. Okay, and I'm gonna throw this one in here because I thought I had it already ready to cut and paste. Because the other thought that I had, do you think this was just because Usher was involved? So basically what I'm saying is, do you think that this tweet was mainly caused out of jealousy because you got this successful, very handsome, mature man serenading your woman and she is just goo goo gaga, you know, she is loving it, she's in the moment. Do you think it was jealousy over the man being over Usher and the fact that he can't compete with Usher? Pink Pearl, I'm finna hop to y'all comments because, like I said, it's random stuff. But let me. As y'all see, I did have some other stuff in there that what am I doing? Some other stuff in there that I pulled so much for y'all that I don't want to look over nothing. I'll get off of this live and be like, God dog it, I forgot to show them this, and this was big. The other stuff is mainly comments, so I think we can do our own comments. Oh, here was another interesting one that I thought was kind of funny at the same time. This person says, in 1987, Oprah introduced us to Stedman, and he quietly set his happy ass to the side for the past 30-something years. Darius, take notes. Exactly. Stedman don't do nothing. I mean, he sits in his corner. Every blue moon we see him around Oprah. But other than that, he knows his place. He knows how to stay in a man's place. He knows how to stay in a man's place, a kept man's place. I'm just messing around because he's successful and is all right. But some would say he's a kept man. Darius, I think, is clearly a kept man. So learn how to stay in a kept man's place. Yeah, I think I got all his misogynistic, racist, unsympathetic tweets through his him posting himself in his drawers, but she can't be in a sexy dress. We posted that. Yeah, I think we're good. We're gonna jump to our own comments. Yep. Just making sure. Yep, we good. Go ahead and put this. I like this other picture better too, though. Hold on. We'll do this. No, I like this other picture better. Here we go. I'm gonna work through y'all comments and then we're gonna head on out of here. Comments. I'm just start with the most recent, work my way backwards. I'm telling you to go watch the Boondocks episode when Tom gets jealous of Usher. Yeah, someone actually posted that on Twitter as well. It was so entertaining, just Twitter alone, that I debated about just doing a screen share and going through the Twitter comments. But yeah, someone posted that clip and it was hilarious. Stedman getting paid, right? Stedman's But Stedman, see, he's supposedly a successful executive, etc. I am gonna go to the oldest ones because here we go. By the way, postpartum depression in the Black community is very high, and I'm happy she's able to separate herself from being a mom and also be Keke. It took me so long to learn there is a difference. Exactly. And instead of him embracing that, and some people were making comments, I even saw people making comments on the fact that, she always felt basically like her body wasn't as curvy and etc. And so being a mom, it has given her curves after having a baby, and she's loving it and she's embracing it. She's like finally kind of having the body that fits what she's always wanted, and so she's embracing it and living her best life with it. And so it's good that she's in that space. I'm going back to this post. The question was, do you think this was just because Usher was involved? 70% of you say yes. 30% of you say no. That's honestly kind of how I feel in my head. I go a little back and forth. Majority of me kind of feel like it is because Usher is involved, and then the other part of me feels like it could just be that he's possessive like that. I mean, we are talking about a man who pressured a woman to terminate a pregnancy for his own personal reasons. And then I'm throwing another poll in there. Now, this is a personal one. Have you ever had a jealous ex or spouse? Like, some of y'all might be still in that situation. So do you currently have one, or have you in the past had a jealous ex or spouse? I have. Lord, I have. That is just not a good feeling. You're constantly walking on eggshells. Let's see. Jenny Jones saying he is an entertainer and she was fangirling. It was innocent and in public. Yeah, I feel that way too. But that's why I feel like, to me, that all looked totally innocent. But for him to even comment on what she had on, I feel like was a passive aggressive jealousy kind of move. That's the part of my brain that goes to like, you're just jealous because she was fangirling over him, and then you like on top of that you turn around and you show him your cheeks, that kind of thing. Shoot, even tainted Usher still can't make you any fall to your knees, right? Okay, now y'all, let me pre-read these. I can't just click no more. Y'all doing too much in the chat. Okay, Marlena B says, unpopular opinion. She did that in public, and he publicly responded. Okay, I mean, it's a perspective. I feel like when there are relationship things, they should remain personal, period. So if I make a misstep publicly, to me, that doesn't mean we should take our issues to the public. That means we should handle it behind the scenes, where you check me for doing something that didn't work for you publicly. And I think it's also, for me, a delicate situation when the person is a public figure, especially on her level. You got to know that that's not something like on Facebook for us common folk, where we do that and maybe family and friends notice it and there is just a little embarrassment and it goes away. No, now you got millions of people in your relationship, and now they unfollowing each other. It's like that would be my issue with that. I feel like him publicly, because most people didn't see a major infraction in what she did. Now, had she been tonguing down Usher, then I could see his public response maybe in that case. Renee S says it was never the dress. And Brand Pam is saying, I love her clap videos. Yeah, she's a read. She is a read. She can read. And she did it. To me, it was tasteful, but she drug him at the same time, even just with her post on Instagram and doing the, isn't he lovely to her son, and then coming out with a t-shirt merch line. Like, I am a mother. Ooh, Jesus. Didn't he post her butt dancing? Come on now. Right, exactly. That's again what, where I'm seeing just the contradiction. Like, but you've been posting photos, videos and photos of her half dressed or not dressed or whatever, and clapping her cheeks and everything else. But now you got a problem because she shimmied in a beautiful, sexy dress. I don't know. Okay. Darius, have several seats and find a job where you're sitting. This was not nothing compared to Chance the Rapper. Oh, you're saying I started to do that quick little story, but I don't know. Wasn't a whole lot to talk about with it, but I think you're talking about Chance being in some party parade or something or other, and there was a lady clapping her cheeks against him, basically. I think that's what you're talking about. Smile Pretty Lady says, no man would like for his woman out in a very, very revealing attire in public. He supposed to feel some kind of way. He responded publicly. She out publicly with her butt out. I'm glad you posted this, Smile Pretty Lady, because what you did was reminded me. I told you I pulled a lot. So people were bringing up that point of view from the opposite perspective as well, showing that there are celebrity men or men who have been in support of their women who may dress scantily. Hold on, I hope I got it in here. It may not be. If not, I know where it's at. I thought I did an overlay of that. But give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Click the poll if you haven't already. Yeah, I don't want the overlays. Let me see. Wait a minute, where is it? Oh, here it is. Pulling both of them. So someone put this where it says, someone said in a world full of Darius Daltons, be like Ice-T. And that was one example. Ice-T, hold on. And this was picked up by the Shade Room a while back or whatever, where people were kind of dragging Coco, his wife, for what she had on. And he responded, if you have a problem with Coco, why do you still follow her? Weirdo-ish. So I think it's about the man that you are with and finding someone who aligns with that. We know, and any of you who really know about Ice-T and Coco, they had a reality show and everything. She's always been dressed scantily clad. There was somebody else. There was another example. It's too much digging, y'all. My stuff all over the place. But there was another example too of someone who was very, even the Jay-Z thing. We know that that Beyonce, she dresses very, she's walking around there in scantily clad things as well. So I think it's about the man. It's not, to me, that's why I brought this up, because it's not a no man. Some men are okay with it and some men aren't. And it's their prerogative, but it's also important to be equally yoked. So find a mate or a spouse who is aligned with your way of thinking. Are they married? They are not married, Sweet Diva, which is part of the issue that many people had with him taking that approach. It's like, dude, they're not married. They're not engaged. He's just a baby daddy who lives with her. And so people were saying that as well. Now, what do y'all think would have been said if he didn't respond? He would have been called weak at the least. I think some people may have felt that way, but I think had he not said anything, that just would have went away as another something that happened on social media, something that happened. Because I don't think prior to him saying anything, no one was making a big deal out of it. He made the big deal out of it. Have you ever had I'm at the poll now. Have you ever had a jealous ex or spouse? 80% of you said yes. 20% said no. You are a lucky 20%. I tell you, you're lucky. Woo, Jesus, are you lucky? The fact that it's 80% to me, because it's a little bit of a landmine when you are, have been out in the dating world and all of that, because, you got to know the red flags. And I think only when you've been through it do you kind of see the red flags. But unfortunately, some people select the wrong spouse or partners because there's something subconsciously happening that's attracting you to the same toxicity. And it's something, usually that we have to work on in the background. Deborah's saying, apparently that's in fashion now, barely nothing. Yeah, I mean, I've seen, she's not the first person. Actually, Nene Leakes had on a similar outfit not too long ago on social media. Hers was just a pantsuit, but it was the same thing. And Portia, I know it sounds like I'm just talking about housewives, but these are the ones coming to mind. Portia has had on a similar outfit. Candy Burris, well, now again, I'm just talking about housewives, but she had on an outfit similar to that. He must have forgotten Keke was for those Twitter streets. Her clapback were fire. Yeah. She is not his wife. They're dating. Y'all just have a child together. Right. And I mean, at this point, it's looking like they might not get beyond that, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe they'll take a little break and work through it. But I don't know. To me, I'm seeing red flags in other ways. Again, I thought this was going to be a simple story of this situation and how he responded and, what y'all opinion of it was and all of that. And, their dynamics and then all this other stuff and finding out that he has this horrible history with, his point of view and all of that. I'm like, it don't look like it's a good fit. Might not be a good fit, but it's up to them at the end of the day. Dre Parker says she was having fun. Moms need that every now and then. And if he's at home being this miserable, then I can see why she needed a break. Yeah, and the fact that from this, all of a sudden they're unfollowing each other, to me, which is a big deal if you live with someone. I was like, they probably was already having problems. And again, she might have, the reason maybe that he tweeted was because maybe they weren't even talking right then. Maybe they were on a break. And she like, okay, this ninja doing too much. This is it. This is the icing on the cake. Miss Wilson saying, if I can see your behind, you're not covered. LOL. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. I'm from, the old school where that would have been not acceptable publicly, but times have changed and I've realized that. And so for me, more than anything, I am one to say, as long as you're not harming another person, when it comes to women and women's rights, I'm really a feminist. Like, your body is your body. You have total autonomy. You should be able to do what you want to do. And there was another tweet I had in here, a comment someone made and said, they said something to the effect of, why is it that when men become fathers, they keep their autonomy? They're able to do whatever they want. But then when women become moms, all of a sudden they lose their autonomy and they're defined by their motherhood. And I'm like, that's true. Why is it that if he was at a strip club or something, it'll be like, oh, he being a man, kind of thing. She's at an Usher concert and it's like, oh my God, what is she up to? She's a mother. Her poor baby. This poll, should Keke dump Darius over this situation? 64% of you said yes, and 38% of you say no. It's jumping around a little bit, but I'm like, she do what she need to do. She knows what her relationship is like. And then there were some people like, I don't even know if I pulled it in, but there was comments dragging her saying, now you won't hear clapping back when she did her whole t-shirt post and everything, saying that she's on here basically doing stuff to impress the public and get on their good side, dragging him, but she better hope he still want her after this. And people was like, she better be glad, like she's the prize in this situation. And the fact that it's kind of like, she's supposed to be destitute and begging for a man just because she's now a mother. It's kind of crazy. Keke need to mature, especially now that she's a mother. Be careful how you represent yourself in public. Black women today are judged harder, especially in Hollywood. Yeah, true. Plus, he's seen her leave the house in the outfit. He may not have, because she was in Vegas for this. I'm pretty sure he didn't. She was in Vegas for the show, and it seems as if he was still in LA from what I've been seeing. So they weren't even in the same state. Right. Karaoke tube, not Lil Darius. When I saw that too, I chuckled a little bit. They just minimizing this man and his manhood at every turn. Keke is getting ready to pay him dust. I kind of feel possibly, but she was just on the Terrell show. Ain't no telling how long ago they taped it before he aired it, but she was still in love at that point. Right, Miss Wilson, how do we know he saw her leave? I don't think they were in different states. He was only upset because it was Usher. Yeah, I kind of think that's a great possibility. Oh, so it's okay for him to post pictures, videos of her, but it's an issue when she does it. Make it make sense. Right. You all remember that? Oh, I did this. This is not about the dresses. Even Usher knew that. I think she was off with friends in Vegas. I don't know where they live. Yeah, exactly, Miss Wilson. She was in Vegas hanging with friends. She even said that they were rushing because she wanted to take way more pictures of her outfit than what we saw here. This was them, kind of rushing to the concert or whatever, but she said they only got a couple photos, but it was just her and her girls. Just because your mother doesn't mean that you're no longer sexy. Enough of policing of Black women's bodies. Exactly, Sharita. I love that. Love that. Darlena says, where's the ring if you got to be critiquing me? And that's what a lot of people were saying. Like, you're doing a lot for somebody who, and then he's talking about my wife and my wife, mother of and of my family and all of that. And it's like, but dude, you ain't really got no family because you haven't committed. Keke better run. Red flag number 1, disrespecting her in public is a no-no. Yeah, I agree with that part as well. And then the fact that she, as I read in that other post, a person said in an interview, she literally said that she would never have anything about her and her boyfriend be public as far as, issues or whatever. And then he takes something to the public, which should be a red flag. Like, okay, how are we going to spend a lifetime together and me be a public figure? Do I have to worry about you doing this, in the future if we have other problems? If they were married, people would still say it's okay. Possibly. Yeah, I mean, yes, there will definitely be some people who would say that. I would agree. Even if they were married, he doesn't own her. I agree with that as well. He was caught up in his feelings. Yeah. The winning walk with Christine says hypocrisy. He was wrong to shame her online. She was wrong to wear that outfit. It's okay to have fun, but come on. She's a woman. It's not a license to be indecent. I love Keke's whole life, though. Yeah, she's really doing it, and she's been working for years to try to break that. Because I remember when it was a big deal, her trying to break the child actor curse of people just seeing her as a little girl. So she was doing some level of acting out to a degree to be like really pushing the narrative of I am a sexual being kind of thing. I'm a grown woman, all of that sort of stuff. And I think it's official. I think people see her as a grown woman at this point. Everyone has comments, but no one know what Keke is telling him. She plays games just because she is a star. Don't dismiss him. She chose him. Yeah. If it was just because it was Usher, it had nothing to do with what she was wearing. Yeah. While misery loves company, he wants her sad. Yes, please get the likes up. I don't know what the likes are looking like. Yeah, on this end it's saying 15, so I'm hoping that's way off. On my screen down here it's saying 15. Oh, it's 91 in the 90. Yeah, we got 160 something. Can we get them likes up, y'all? Can we get them likes up? I really appreciate it. A lot of work going on over here. This was hours. I spent the whole day and I took a nap, and then that was the other reason it ended up being so late. Keke said dust him off and move in if he's making an issue over this. Yeah, cancel him. They said he said something about Alton Sterling. Yeah, I read that, so your comment might have come in before that or something. But yeah, I read his tweet about what he said about Alton Sterling, basically deserving it because he did not comply. This guy is a manipulator. He chooses the most financially beneficial womb. Yeah, someone was saying that his ex-girlfriend may have been maybe an Instagram model or something. And then once he got with Keke, he quickly, dropped her like a hot potato after pressuring her to terminate a pregnancy. He then quickly went over to Keke. Sherry Knight is saying when she went public about her acne, I wonder if he had been shaming her about it. Yeah, I don't know what ethnicity is Darius. I heard it earlier today and I forgot. It seems like it's an island descent, but I can't remember which one now. So he's been a dummy for a long time. Yes. Yeah, and trash statements, all of that. Yes. Yep, Trump. He's a Trump supporter. That's always a red flag. Tracy Ross is adorable and funny as hell. Yeah, and she's an older, seasoned woman who embraces the fact that she can still be, attractive, sexy, all of that good stuff. And to me, just the person who originally posted that about her being a loser is a sad human being, but then he liked it. So to me, that says a lot about his character and how he views women, though. That's huge. Tracy is finer than frog hair and grown AF. Let her do what she wants. Yeah. Keke did not do her research on this guy. He's given narc sociopath. I feel sorry that he's her child's father. Yeah, I will say the fact that and I know some people will see this as a good thing. Like he hasn't backed down at all. He's been doing like a lot of clapping back on social media. He did deactivate his Twitter and Instagram for a little while, and now it's back up. But it seems a little like narc behavior to me, just the way he's responding and unapologetic in any way. Like he's doubling down. And I don't know. It feels like a narc. Feels like he's a narc. Okay, y'all, I'm questioning Keke's selection of men, and I'm a huge fan of hers. Yeah, and I honestly think it could be that there's some of this stuff that's popping up and this stuff they're pulling on him about these old tweets and all of that. She may have never known about these things. Chances of her digging back at his tweets and stuff might be fairly slim. Okay, look like we're getting to us. I was trying to get all the comments in. I figured it's wasn't a ton of us, and I was gonna. Are you saying that he's a personal trainer? That part I hadn't heard, but maybe that's what he was doing prior to, and maybe technically that's what his career occupation is supposed to be. He is like Jennifer Hudson's ex-husband, jobless. He was just light with curly hair. Jennifer never married that guy. What was his name? Atunga or something? David Atunga, maybe. She was smart enough never to marry him. I believe she saw the red flags early on enough, because remember they got engaged, but they were engaged for like 5-7 years, something crazy. They were engaged for a very long time, and then yeah, she eventually dumped him. So yeah, craziness. So that means he is doing nothing. Jay Hudson's husband was a pro wrestler. He was training when they met. He was a commentator for a while too. He was actually Sonny Blowdro. True. And the larger story on him is he was originally an attorney, and then he went on one of those reality shows. I forgot. Wasn't I Love New York? I can't remember which one, but he was on one of those reality dating shows. And what's his name? Punk. I think it was. If y'all correct me in the chat, if y'all remember. Yeah, David Untunga. I see Shoni Blowson. If y'all remember the reality show he was on, I feel like it was I Love New York, and I believe she nicknamed him Punk. And then he ended up meeting. He got out of law and went into trying to be a pro wrestler. But from what I heard, and I don't know if he still is one today, because I haven't seen or heard about him since she broke up with him officially, but it wasn't like he was, like on and popping, like no huge celebrity. He intended to mess up her whole. Yeah, and that's the piece of it too, because I have been in relationships like that. Really only one, but I have been in that situation where it's like that jealousy makes them hate to see you having a good time, so they try to ruin it in a way. Even if they're not there, they try to do something to get in your head so that you can't fully enjoy your time, like whether it's a fight beforehand before you leave, or whether they texting you something, or the last call you have with them they did something, or saying something jealous, or accusing you of something. So now you're like, oh, geez, I got to deal with this. And, all of that. Or you picking them over me, like all of that stuff. I've been there. So, yeah, I believe that in part her coming out of that concert, or even seeing his message, if it went viral, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to when he sent it, but her to come from that or be in that and see that, I'm sure that was part of the plan as well. From a narc's perspective. Or a sociopath perspective, because they do that as well. I always looked at Keke as our American princess. I thought she lived down by getting with him. Yeah, I didn't know anything about him, honestly, until this. I knew she had a boyfriend. I knew she ended up getting pregnant, but I never knew anything about him, never paid attention, didn't know what he looked like or anything. I think I may have seen a picture flash by, but I couldn't have pointed him out in a lineup until today. So he kept boy because he's so he's a kept boy because he's not a man yet. I like Keke, pretty young lady. She needs to move on. High vibes. I hope she can keep him away from the child. No, high vibes. We don't wish that. We don't. Children need their fathers in their life. I come from an early childhood development background, and I do not agree with this message at all. It is important, especially if the father's not, harming the child, being abusive, and all that stuff. Yes, children need their fathers as well. This is it takes a village. Don't want to damage the child. Dress codes for mothers went out the window a long time ago. Dress codes for everybody went out the window a long time ago, Deborah. Like everybody. I mean, men and women. And kids. Sunny Blow saying that 22% got me weird. I forgot which poll that was. Okay, I'm gonna jump to, let's see. High Visor saying it sounds like there was an issue prior to this, and that's why he was in his feelings and wanted to embarrass her. Yeah, I'm leaning towards. I mean, I don't have no proof of it. I don't know nothing about nothing, but seems like that could be a possibility. Why people drag Sierra or Gabrielle, but not Keke, who were dressed the same way but out? Oh, people have dragged Sierra and Gabrielle for dressing risque. I've missed it if that's the case. Why do I feel like I've read somewhere soon after she had her baby, she mentioned something along the lines of him not changing diapers? Oh, or being attentive. Wow. Don't have me dig deeper. Because there was a rabbit hole. And I could have taken this research well into tomorrow. I just wanted to hurry up and get this, move on with this particular story, at least with this stage of it, because it's already a couple days old. I'm 56 years young. I don't have a dress code. I'm grown. Exactly. Well, when you get grown, you get to make your own decision. Again, as long as you ain't harming nobody. He was hoping she would get backlash from it, and she didn't. I feel like that too. That was my thought, that he thought that he would have the 78% on his side, and that ain't what happened. Pink Pearls, yeah, I feel the same way. When I heard that he was a Trump supporter, I was done. I mean, when I heard that, then I started digging and saw all the other stuff on top of it. I'm like, Then he got nerve enough to sing like he's a little prejudiced, and he ain't even 100% white. I don't even know if he's mixed or not, but he ain't all white for sure. Darius got more than he bargained for. I adore Keke. Yeah, I truly believe that he underestimated the power of her celebrity and her followers and her fans, because people were not playing about that. Sonia is saying he can't expect wifey expectations without making her a wife. Yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, Precious, he is creepy and creepy insecure. I started to change this title to Insecure when I realized the connection between his brother being on that show and the fact that this is, in my opinion, clearly a sign of insecurity on some level, or multitude of levels, really. Sharita, he wants a submissive woman while it's okay for the woman to work. Yeah. And be the primary breadwinner. There was somebody who even said, with 7 words, he has made himself broke and homeless. Like, just from tweeting those 7 words, his life has completely changed overnight, and he is now going to be broke and homeless. And she's unfollowed him. So I don't know if, like, maybe he had his own place still, or maybe she unfollowed him and he had to get out their house and go move in with his brother. I don't know. There are numerous celeb moms we can say this about. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Right. Dang, Aretha. Never forget. So, I mean, women have been doing this, since the beginning of time, but this is just an example. We're taking this way back to the, this had to be the 70s, sometime in the 70s. So, okay, so I'm gonna do like 2-3 more comments. Let me just see if there's a question or something. Oh, did this thing jump? Let me go to the most recent. Oh wow, it's way more comments than it was at first. I personally think, Lynn is saying, I personally think it was because of how close she was to Usher and felt insecure or embarrassed. Yeah, I truly do believe, and many of you feel like that as well. Keke is not trying to marry him. She just wanted a child. That could be very possible as well. How do y'all know how old Keke is? Put it in the chat if you know how old she is, because that crossed my mind too right before we were about to go live, but I didn't look it up. Narcs don't make good parents. You you are right, high vibes. However, from experience, I can say something. However, what I will say, yeah, I agree with you. However, there's something about a child knowing their parent for good or bad, but the fact of knowing them fulfills, I don't know, I'm sure y'all hear those firecrackers, it's ridiculous. But for some reason, it fulfills a void. And when they don't have that connection, it helps with identity. So for me, the fact that I can know that even when I watch myself, you know, when I'm watching these replays and reading y'all comments and stuff, I see certain facial expressions. I know where they come from because I had that relationship or awareness of who both my parents were. I'm saying stuff without saying too much because I'm on a public platform. So yes, but it doesn't mean that that parent should not be in that child's life is what I'm saying. That's you can talk to a lot of people who are adopted and you will hear that. Like they could be raised in amazing households and have the most supportive parents, but they didn't have even an awareness of their birth parents or only a short period of, you know, seeing them only a handful of times or something. And there's always a void that they're, you know, trying to fill for the most part. So that's why I say what I say. It's from experience on all levels, even with personal relationships with people who were adopted, etc. Okay, she's 29 years old. Okay, thank y'all. It's multiple of y'all telling me she's 29 years old. Yeah, and some people, you know, feel like, you know, she might have felt like I need to have my baby, etc. So, yeah, Renee S. Exactly. A Patreon conversation, narc kids and parents. I'm down for it because then I can really talk. Oh, and she'll be. Where is it? I see it in the lab. Okay, here it is on my side. Keke will be 30 in August. Okay, so she's about to be 30 as well. So yeah, yeah, that's all I had on this story. I mean, I really had way more, but this is all I'm going over with this story. But I appreciate all of y'all for joining me this evening, and I will be coming back. I'm working on some really, really, really good stories and some deep dives. So I will be back very soon. I don't want to make no promises, but y'all might see me tomorrow. Y'all probably will see me tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. Let me stop playing. We'll be live tomorrow. So just stay tuned for the notifications. Make sure you're a part of our VIP text community or our Facebook group. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to multitask. I got the firecracker. That's what I'm trying to get off to. These firecrackers are bothering. Like, I can't think straight. Hearing these firecrackers in the background, and I'm trying to look up something at the same time. Let me pull this in for y'all. Oh, come on now. Y'all let me know in the chat. Are y'all irritated about it? Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll while I'm multitasking. Y'all. Fireworks. Jeez, I can't spell this time. Get off of here. Are y'all irritated about the fireworks around y'all house too? Like, are they still popping them? And then you got the ignorant neighbors who think that it's appropriate to still be doing it at midnight or even later. Okay, I wanted to make sure to put this in the chat. And it's like, depending on where you're at, like some areas, they'll be doing this all the way till like September. It's crazy. And then it's really only certain neighbors. It's not the whole neighborhood. It's like the two houses. Like for me, it's like one like behind me, but at the end of the subdivision, then there's another across at the other end, and that's all you're hearing. So it's like you're getting attacked from both sides. So crazy. So crazy. And I'm like, y'all keep on. I'm about to start calling 911. Oh, but what I just linked in the chat and put a pin to the top is how you can connect with me on all our social media platforms, all of the platforms, period. Click on that. It'll take you to the VIP text community, Facebook group, all that good stuff. But make sure you connect with those, because that's how you know when I'm going live, because this Aries brain over here don't allow me to set a certain date and time. Be like, every Wednesday at 8, I'm like, nah, that ain't how this work over here. So that's how you'll know and won't miss when we go live. But we got 75% of y'all are in the same unfortunate situation as me. Eventually, I plan to get to the point where I can get on some land, at least 5 to 10 acre land, put my house right in the middle where ain't no neighbors. I want to hear y'all party. I want to hear y'all fireworks. I want to hear y'all nothing. So one day. But with that, y'all have a great evening. Thank y'all for joining me this late. I appreciate y'all staying up with me, especially my East Coasters, because it's 12:30 where y'all at. But with that, I'll see y'all tomorrow, and just stay tuned for the notifications. All right. Have a good night. Peace.